Hello, my name is DJ Samo. We are here to launch Barbershop Talkz, Real Men, Real Conversations. I'd like to introduce Danny Dinan Rambali, the author of How Not to Get On, Advice from a Trainee.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Danny Rambali, the co-host of Barbershop Talkz, and we are here to introduce Barbershop Talkz about male improvement and to discuss about my book, How Not to Get On, Advice from a Trainee. So, what is Barbershop Talkz? Barbershop Talkz is about getting information to the young men out there about all the different categories of struggle we men face and continue to face at the moment. We may be from
Daily.
From the male perspective, we talk about how we interact with the world, how the things run right now, and how strategies in place to achieve our goals and outcomes. So we're talking about how not to get on. And
So what inspired to write this book? How
So-
Not to Get On?
it started out in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess in you get on, right?
of course,
Right?
That's how everything starts, right? Pain is the catalyst for any type of creation, I would say. So it started in 2022, but it actually the structure started in 2020 when I decided to write a book, and I couldn't formalize it until 2022 until I actually understood female nature at the highest degree.
Okay, female nature.
Yes.
What you understand about these females?
Everything under the sun. I know women like the back of my hand. I know the way they think, the way they feel, and how they interact with the world.
Okay. What are some strategies you have in the book for these men who don't know about it, who now getting to know about porn, who have to face it in order to know about it?
So when we porn is our colloquial language for infidelity or cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual term. So when it comes to strategies, right? There is no one strategy. There is no guarantee outcome that you will never get horn. This is not what this podcast is about. This is not what my book is about. My book is about basically one thing.
So I can take this book, read it, and then I'm not getting horn again. I can't do that.
Nah, that's not what the book is about.
All right. I
The
understand.
book is about risk mitigation strategies. You as a man need to understand the risk involved, how to mitigate those risks, and how to put effective corrective actions in place.
It out here.
Yeah.
It happening every day, as I say.
Every day.
You know? So
it's to minimize the impact on you as a man. From a social perspective, economic perspective, even from a family perspective. This is the reasons for the book. For you to have strategies in place to mitigate the risk. Not necessarily you're gonna get a corrective action that's gonna be a 100% guarantee on anything.
So Saturday night we both posted a status stating that we home in alignment, we reading the book today, we trying to get to know and understand woman. That was the status, right?
Yes.
Yes. One of my friends replied on the status on my WhatsApp and said, "You really doing yourself that way?" So I was about to reply, and then I was like, this ain't worth no reply. I'll tell you after the podcast who it is that way,
Okay,
Yeah. But it opened my eyes to it. Has some of them they know what it is happening, they have an idea what it is going on, but they choose to put a blind eye to it.
Well,
I
would say that humans like the route of least resistance. So the thing that's easiest, those are the areas a man would want to go to. Mm-hmm. Easy access to sex, easy access to money, easy access to anything without any kind of resistance. And life is about resistance. So
okay. So we talk about You talk about some strategies in the book.
Yeah.
You talk about knowing women. You know, what is there for we to know about women? Or I should say this nowadays generation,
Well, the modern woman.
modern women.
So the thing about modern woman, they have this.
Because I not in the dating market. I'm married.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be experiencing the things you're experiencing, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have a
Educate me.
I have a 22-year-old intern guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he know women. The way he talk about women, he know women at such a high degree for a guy who's 22 years old. Not because of repeated experience, guys. Because of the kind of women he accustomed to deal with. Women when we were growing up, completely
Totally
different
Yeah.
to women currently in the dating market.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that my intern, he have this understanding of women from a perspective of it was tossed upon him. It wasn't like experienced. It wasn't like it was like he grew up with them and this is what they taught, this is what they actually do now. And that is what I'm telling you. Women, the modern women are completely different from women I grew up with. I knew when I was growing up. Even my friends at the moment, different perspective in life, different everything.
Okay.
So we're talking about horn, right?
Yeah.
And most men want to know why women is horn them,
Why? Yeah.
right?
Why?
My book is always gonna tell you the whys. I love the whys. You know why? No more
People who
punching.
ask. People who ask why.
People don't ask why.
Yeah.
They understand the situation. They understand the situation, and that is it. They never ask the questions of why. Why is it happening to me? Why is she doing this? Why? What is with the behavior? So I want to talk about something that most men don't understand. What is hypergamy? So hypergamy is the strategy. Is a strategy. It's described the general strategy. Both men and women actually do it, which is marrying up the social economic status,
Okay.
or they're marrying a greater level compared to them.
So
Whether
what
it
you're
be
saying is women does do this.
it is a observable practice in women,
Okay.
right? Mostly in women, but it is a practice some men as well.
Yeah.
So some men will want to marry women who have more money, more status than them, but that is a minority of the population.
I would say it had a farmer,
It is how a
in my
farmer.
opinion. Yeah. Hey, you could say something.
Okay.
No
But
problem.
I would tend to listen. I would tend to agree and disagree with that. Most men
Mm-hmm.
marry, especially men who have status, they don't necessarily look for a woman that is up their scale. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't really find that. Most men find women who bring them a peace of mind at first, because you already have what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And then the balance scale is comfortable, like or set persuasion. It normally has a target. Most women who marry up the scale, averaging, you'll hear women saying, I want a man who's 6 foot tall, have money, this, that, the other, have a degree.
They have a laundry list.
Right?
Yeah.
However, in reality, when you ask a woman, fair enough, you get all these things. Could you match that? Half the times is no.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
That's
the
actually my point.
Yeah.
Women date up,
Up.
men date across.
Yeah. It's hard. And my point is it had a farmer to date up.
I don't ever see. I have never
That's my
seen
point.
where these. Or you know who Billie Eilish is,
Yes, of course.
right?
Yeah.
Big time pop star singer.
Yeah.
You think she dating any man who isn't at her status or above?
Wouldn't know that.
I would say
The thing about it is that most career women
yeah.
that I have seen, have experience with being around career women,
Mm-hmm.
they, because of some mitigated factor of either they look at loss and love, or love and lost, however you want to put it, do almost the same thing. They date across, because most women when up on that status, they tell themselves they don't want problems.
No. But the point we're trying to make is they're not going to accept the fact to go down.
But more here is right. I best describe this right.
Yeah.
You have been to rock concerts. You have been to all these major singers concerts. I am sure about that, right? I have. If you look at the male rock star, right? Women lining up. The women lining up backstage to actually get access to him, right? You agree with that, right? Have you ever seen where men line up backstage to access a woman?
Because it's not a normal practice.
Right.
It's not a male practice. Men, we will have us as men.
You're right.
We will see a group of women, whether they're married or not. We'll see a group of women, and all right, we'll have a virgin or two say, "Oh, I'm married, I could say." But we are who single. We hunting for the same girl, and her preference is always based on whether she like brown skin, straight hair, blue eyes, green eyes.
But where physicality stands,
You know, where physicality stands.
is it at the top? I would say the first thing is status.
First thing is status, they look for tall, dark, and handsome.
Right.
I tall, dark, I assume I'm handsome.
Yeah, but you make them in different levels, right?
Just remember his levels, you know. Love in life, in love, there's levels, right? And the levels come by what in, let's say we deal with our culture, Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
You do have a point, because I can remember during in my time, I'm much older than you guys.
Of course.
Women supposedly have standards as we are being taught by the foundation, not necessarily the man at home, but the woman. Because the women who are being brought up by their mothers or grandmothers say, make sure you look for a man who working, who have money, does that, the other, whatever the case may be. And they lay out a whole laundry list. That list just become longer now.
I have a question for you first, right? First, I want to introduce you. This is our friend Chad. He's in the background of the video. You wouldn't see him, but
You be hearing about them.
hopefully you're hearing him, right? Because we only have limited mics. I forget what it was.
We was talking about hypergamy, right?
Yeah,
Right. And I was talking about these are the reasons why women cheat. First reason, they're hypergamous. They want a man who's better. Even if they're in the relationship, they will look for a man who's better if they're satisfied in the relationship. That's one avenue why they cheat. The other avenue, but why the reason they cheat would be that they're not satisfied in the relationship. You're not attractive anymore.
Yeah, but according to me and my statement in the book, you can't satisfy them. You know,
but if you say a statement,
what I want.
say exact line.
I will put it exactly like this.
I will say it like how I say it in the book. You know,
there's no. A woman is never satisfied. You can never satisfy a woman. One, and the thing about it, as I would say, 98% of women not right in the head.
But that's his exact line.
That is my statement.
And in addition to that, many of them, I categorize women in three categories. There are those who know what they want, but don't know how to go about getting it. There are those who have what they want, but could never identify that is what they want. And there are those who just in the air.
Delusional.
Right. Now all three are delusional, you know, but there are those who are more delusional because there is a concept from ever since probably time that they're waiting for this Prince Charming on a horse.
But that is Disney mentality.
Yeah, right. So when they continue on that, and you notice, I would always say that these things are propagated by media, and not necessarily social media, media that we grew up with, all Disney and all these little princess movies, etc., whatnot as the case may be.
That's a given.
You know, so at the end of the day, you will see some women telling, and then imagine these women who giving advice to other women. Some of them who single, who continuously horning, right? Because they're looking.
Is the same one giving the advice?
Is the same ones who giving the advice?
Okay, yeah.
Because the advices sound good. When you tell a girl, that is not a good strategy. Like I have this person I call Alice, right? A normal girl in work, attractive, I call her Alice because that's a code name.
Right.
Can't say a real name. So she thinks in her mind that the man she wants, right? The man who work in the top echelon of men, that what she wants. She could have 10 of them. She thinks in that head of hers, she could have 10 of them, and she'll get any one of them to marry her at any given time. That's what she thinks. And if you nothing in this world, statistics, facts, even laying out logical logic say here that this type of women in Trinidad are that echelon, and there's millions of you.
But she is correct, you know.
So what way?
She is correct, you know. She could probably get any one of those men that she's looking for, you know. But there's a cost. She definitely going to get on her knees. And we have a name for those women.
But by the end of the day, that was my point is how they just conflate the men are willing to marry them to the men are willing to have sex with them. Most men will have sex with them. That was trying to say that's the truth.
We are all men here.
Given.
We see an attractive looking woman, no matter what, we going after that particular woman. She have already decided which one of us she going to give it up to.
Yes.
But by and large, she doesn't know your full status, whether you have money, whatnot. All these things come about where I just call pillow talk. Because I have been to events in Trinidad and Tobago in the past when I was much younger and whatnot. I having up certain women before the party done. I could count on my hand 3, 4.
Yeah, but that's the mere fact that you're in VIP or you're in with the crowd gives you status.
It's just a look.
Just a look.
And it's just a look.
Look at us, right? It had this guy who's pretending to be Messi. He looks just like Messi, the famous footballer.
Yeah.
He went around our town pretending to be Messi. Women were sleeping with him left, right, and center. Mere fact that he looked like Messi.
A look-alike.
Yeah. That is my point.
So I have a question for you, right? Being that you're older than us, right? And being that I'm younger than him, right? But have a little more, what should I say, what changed in this modern woman, in your eyes? Because we only have a limited view.
I only have a little percentage of how much women.
To be honest, not the only thing has really changed or has upped their game, and they would call it their game, is really social media. Because I'll tell you something.
Uh-huh.
So you give them a chance to put themselves out their platform.
Yeah.
So let me not use social media. Let me use the internet now.
Yeah.
Because
let's use it. All right. Yeah, there are different aspects of social media. Right. The thing about it is that there are a lot of women now who tell themselves they are more accessible because they are more seen. Right? As to how they are seen, that is debatable. But it all depends on where we end up, on what circles and whatnot. And I don't necessarily even have to mean social.
Yeah, but when you say seen, I have seen them. Right? They're on Instagram, half naked,
etc. Now look at it. If anyone could tell me or observe, carnival time.
Yeah.
It's the time that you see women that you don't normally see in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Right? Because they come out, they do the thing, they fuck out.
Not just that, there's a carnival now, like an exported product.
Right.
So they have a lot of influx of foreigners.
Right. Now, the thing about it is that every woman thinks, and this is every woman thinks that they have value. And most of the time when they put the value is their, could we say, the coochie, however they want to call it.
Right? The genitalia.
The genitalia. Yeah. Female genitalia. As I have told many women, this is where people know that
even when you use them, you can say their beauty.
Yeah, their beauty. Okay.
Or their sexuality.
If you want to look at it. Let's make a comparison. We all have, some of us have the dream to be like, we go in the gym, putting on little size, shape and whatnot. And the minute that we use steroids, they look at that as illegal. But it's a beauty contest center. These women have to wear makeup, so who cheating them? Because if it's a beauty contest, I would assume that you look
No,
at natural beauty, but you had to put on makeup.
Yeah, bring me back to that Instagram video I see, right, where a woman was interviewing a man and he was like, she was like, who more beautiful, men or women? And he was like, well, man.
Man,
You understand?
Sure.
And she was like, so how you could,
How you gonna
why
prove
you
that?
say
Let me
that?
check
How
it
you
out.
could prove that? And he said, well, I know I could do better than prove it. I could show you some water in here and do so.
Hello.
And he said, hey, you try.
You try that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And I found that was a
I
lot
open.
of women,
Yeah.
imagine a lot of women who've seen that blow over their head. Because
But why blown over the head?
of the fact that
They're not engaged with the content and not impacting their life. What it is then?
the thing about it is that it challenged their concept of thinking. Now you did bring about a particular point.
Yeah, my point is, right, who they doing that for? They didn't doing that for me because I don't like eyelashes. I don't like extensions.
I barely like it.
I had long hair. I tried already and I don't like it.
I lived with a beautiful young lady.
Mhm.
Mention any name. And there were times I used to have to tell her, put on a little lipstick on. But she wasn't ready on it. And I admire that. Even a simple thing as eyeliner. And she's a popular figure, more or less. You know? I don't know about still now. And when I look at her in comparison to other women, and we used to have certain talks and etc. And I hear her talk from a young, because she's way younger than me. And I was like, wow, okay, you're bringing, yeah.
You mean she do
There was no particular emphasis on where she thinks she have to do all this extra to look good, because she knows. You see, there are a lot of women. One of the reasons why a lot of women tell themselves that they have to do this and they have to do that is because they're simple. They lack confidence, and lack confidence to the point where even some of their own girlfriends set them up. Say, girl, put on this, and they know. But women, if you see a group of women moving together, trust me, it's war, because this one always want to look better than this one, or girl, I lend me my dress, but you're looking hotter than.
And all of them in the same squad.
All of them in the same
All
squad.
of them linemen
This
together.
is the same squad.
All of them looking for Chad to buy a bottle for them.
You understand? But it's who, and I see this, and I like to rock back, and I look and laugh, and I hear say something about logic. Women are not logical creatures. They are absolutely emotional. The very few that are with logic, you can separate that.
I say the ones that the logical ones are more higher IQ.
That are more,
I would say.
a higher IQ. But if you notice with those,
Yeah,
who
no,
are
my
higher
opinion,
IQ,
and that totally different.
Yeah.
even those with the little higher IQ, they are those who, because of the fact that they have been academically strengthened, and their agenda, because remember, all these women have an agenda. Their agenda, not just to build themselves or put themselves in a position where they think that they could always, and this is the problem. There are women who, this is where the illusion steps in. You think that you could compete with a man because of the fact that you build a company, or you build an empire. Take, for instance, Ellen Barwinson, deceased, right? But a lot of women look at, well, this woman run this company successful, and we have a female president and female prime minister, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but ask yourself, what did she sacrifice to get there? They don't think about these things.
Yeah, but you acting like they care what they sacrificing a child, sacrificing a husband, or getting a husband and having kids. They're not sacrificing them anymore. Them rather be lying in the beach drinking and having a joyous occasion than sacrificing to build a family with a man.
What I would call the average woman, like among power on all levels, in the play field level.
The dating market, basically.
Dating market.
Yeah.
Not in the dating market. People who don't know me or who have an idea, I'm an older guy, I'm grey on my face. Not in the dating market. I single since 2010. 2016. I haven't had a relationship. I have one or two friends, guys about it. And
when he say friends, he mean friends by sex, huh? Nothing
no,
else.
not friends by sex.
Come now, man.
No. I'm very serious. We as men, I'll tell you something. Ever since my ex and myself broke up, I've been very, very, I always tell myself, from ever since before, we always had to be careful where we put our dicks in. That's all they want. And I am being real because women carry a particular energy, negative energy. For those who don't want to believe, women carry negative energy, men carry positive energy.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could always go into that back another time, but it's simply because of the fact that when you meet your girl at home, and the first time you meet a girl, it is the onus is on you as the male to say, hey, let me go so and so, girl, I will check for you what I see. Yeah, all of a sudden she started like them, then all of a sudden she started getting all this started.
Yeah, but you trying to say you had to make the moves. You had to be the leader.
You had to be the leader. You have to make the moves. You have to have coin in your pocket. You have to have the ideas of places to go, etc. So you be in the and you bring out that energy.
So necessarily use the one who showing experience of your life.
But of course,
through your eyes.
But of course, where today more than today, as much as all these women have little careers and whatnot, I'm going to be checking between the ages of 19, over 18, you can vote, 35 or 45. That is the age group of women that I look at now.
Right.
If I could get one of those women to get me out of my house, out of my little square, let's call it my square, and say, hey, child, here what's going on. Don't worry about everything. I'm going to take care of everything, sweetheart. You just put on some clothes, very rare. I could probably count on one finger, and each finger have that. And I, this is no joke. I talk about right here in Trinidad. Not even when I travel. When I travel, it's a different story.
My thing is, right, what you're saying is that it's a minority.
Very rare.
It's a rare occasion you will get that type of treatment.
Rare. And those who do, now it has happened to me already. And the women who has done that, the minute that they're dissatisfied with something that you say, or even blink at, you're going to hear about it. I buy all your clothes for you. I feed in you. So there's always some sort of reproach. And it's because of the fact, again, from a negative aspect. Yeah, they're doing something.
But do you think it's better to have been a leader? You do what you're supposed to do as a man, which is to lead. You carry her out. You do what you have to do. Instead of her paying for those things, would have been a better strategy?
I wouldn't really say it's a strategy.
Why not?
Because what you're already strategizing. I live with that individual. She was never bothered. She was never
my outcome was to actually get married, have kids, be successful in that family unit kind of perspective. So if you don't lead, how are you gonna get there? See, if that is the outcome you want.
You see, remember, as I said, there are different levels.
Right.
You see, now it all depends on the type. You see, it have a lot of content and context in that family background, what you were taught or not. I remember once reading a statistic that the number of male African black males in prison is as high as 90-something%, 96%, but they were raised by single females.
Well, single family or single mother households, right?
Single mother households.
Yeah,
right.
You speak about that in the book.
Yeah. And in that, if you go deeper into that, you realize that it's not the fact that it didn't want to have any males in these individuals' lives, but a man like myself, and there are a few men like myself, I would prefer to walk away. I might take care of my youth than stay in a relationship where I know it would, from a logical standpoint, it would just tear up what I know.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah. Because in order
I believe mental health is a serious thing out here.
It's a serious thing.
Yeah, but that was my question. That was my point. My point was, right, I like when I was dating Kate MD, right? I spoke to you about that, right?
Yeah.
I lead.
Right.
So I would carry on dates.
Right.
I would carry about the place. I would pay for the dates.
Right.
I would do everything. We would, even though she worked for more money than me, I would do everything.
But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I forget to ask you when you were talking about Kate.
Yeah.
Kate MD. Kate ever fold up a couple $100 and put in your hand and tell you go ahead?
Never.
But that's the difference.
Never.
I have been with individuals who she know I not having, or she know I don't have today, or whatnot. But these particular women, and there are women who will stand up and say, here what's going on. I like a man male. The one the man, even though they know the man or they understand the man in heaven, they will still pull up a couple hundred and put in the man hand before they go anywhere so that he can pay.
But yeah, some women do that. But Kate never did that. She assumed I would pay. She assumed that I would do everything. The only thing she didn't like about me in particularly was my Nissan remote wagon. She knew BMW.
She
Well,
BMW.
Kate Emily was on status. She just looking. She's one of those girls. Hopefully, that she would have liked a camera on her everywhere she go, that she could show off. Well, hey, I have Darren. Boy, this man is a writer. Whatnot. She like the appearance.
No, I wasn't a water back then.
Oh, okay, well, whatever.
I was just a quality manager, nothing else.
Right. Well, okay. But the thing about it is that status. You was a manager. You was a manager, quality control manager who getting minimal, who working for minimal money. But she doesn't know that in her head, again, in the head, she is on status because to know that I'm working with somebody, I'm a doctor, and my man or whoever it is are dating is a manager. She didn't care whether or not you have, but if she had concern, if she was really concerned about the whole aspect of you, she would have realized that, hey, you know, I really checked for this guy, so I want to make sure that up his game. Did she ever encourage you up in your game?
Nothing.
Any conversation ever step into that?
I was already doing things up in my game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was...
Because of the fact that you saw, because I'll tell you something, your third eye wasn't open then yet. You still had a finger in that eye where you're doing the things that a normal male, because if I was dating Kate MD, I probably would have been doing the same thing as well. But I would also look at, wait, now what you really doing to our game? Is it really about us or is it really about you? And most women of today, that is one of the main things.
About you.
It's always about you. It's always about them. It's not about you. The thing about it is that
right to this day, we're in 2026, and they still believe that they are the prize.
Women walking this pool here, right? Each one of them has a particular catch in their head. As again, it's in their mind, it's in their head, right? Of what they want. So they see, when you'll see one might say, I like older guys, he's sounding a little more educated and bam. That don't mean I on you. I am your catch, so I just see what you're going on. You come by, you say, hey, darling, I always love a writer, but oh yeah, DJ, you could play real music, play music I like. But the thing about it is that
I've gotten that already.
Yeah.
It don't last.
Yeah, well,
I get that.
And the reason why it don't last.
It's my favorite DJ.
It's because that's my favorite DJ.
Up to this day, by now, and she.
And
in my head, you know.
It's a delusion until one of the girlfriends shake them and say,
so,
hey, dear, wake up.
Talking about that, right? Back in 2022 or 2020, late 2020, I was dating Davey. Davey was a 22-year-old. Beautiful Indian girl. Telling me she all she whole story, we met, we was going along good, everything was going good. And a night, random night, her boyfriend called in the middle of the night. Yes, girl I was dating, girl I was having intimate relations with.
But were you aware she had a boyfriend?
I had no clue she had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to some.
Probably there were red flags, but at the time you probably thought it was carnival.
I wouldn't say so.
So basically, right?
I believe he asked the question and he gives you the benefit of the doubt.
So it was only a month we dating, right? Now we starting out a relationship thing, you know. And within that month, her boyfriend called him like crying, why I'm trying to take away his girlfriend, why I'm doing all these things.
Yeah, because she's selling my dream and trying to sell. I read a couple chapters in the book. Didn't go into full.
Right.
But one question I want to ask you. Who are better liars, men or women? As the author of
my opinion first, I say all of we lie.
Yeah, we all lie,
but men lie necessary. And women lie just for lie. That is my opinion.
I think the mere fact woman wear makeup tells you who is the real
Exactly.
who is the real liar.
Well, I was going along that line, but
Yeah.
women are excellent lads,
Mm.
great lads. And if you want to stem from, if you want to get all biblical about it,
Mm-hmm.
for me, she was the first lie and the first person to deceive. Imagine you thought about yourself so much that you think that you could overpower God, and this is why I say women are 98% of them, and they're not right, because your creator put you in the Garden of Eden with your man and say, here what's going on, don't interfere with that.
Yeah, but you ever wonder why women don't engage with religion very well? That's one of the reasons why.
Well, you
Because
can't hold it.
they can't follow direction.
No, because
No.
women not good at following instructions. Trust me. No, women not good at following instructions. You want to put that to the test?
Demonstrated that
So
you-
we as men, right, who have to be leaders. How could we lead something that don't have no direction? Explain that to me.
All right.
I like
How
it. I like
you
it.
want
I like
demonstrate
the
that?
topic you bring up. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
You know what is Lego, right?
Legos.
Yeah, Lego blocks,
Lego,
yeah.
Right. Okay. You ever open a box of Lego?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You ever see instructions in a box of Lego?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a whole book.
You got
Our kids.
You're fortunate. Well, you have children.
Our kids. So I buy we
you
buy a set 2-3 Christmas gone,
But my point
and we
is-
got a whole book.
Were you talking about not the modern one?
Not even-
Okay.
He
That's
talking
good.
about when we was
we
growing
wouldn't
up.
we wouldn't
Right,
know.
okay.
Sorry, but we
Right.
wouldn't know. Yeah.
Right. So this is my point exactly.
Right.
A woman is like a box of Lego.
Yeah.
No instructions.
No instructions. Right?
Mm.
They build things on how they feel. And we could bring that to reality. You and your woman, you married. So you have good experience in this one. I was once married too.
Right.
You and your wife walking on your, let's say you're going wrong in Savannah. She said, honey, let's go for a walk. No problem. Long time, say yeah. And you're watching the pui trees around the Savannah when they're blooming. And she going off on that because she've never seen that in that boy, you know. And oh gosh, you're very beautiful, and she go up. And you're like, she asked you, what do you think about it? I said, yeah, nice.
Looking good, yeah.
You're looking good. You will never believe she vexed with you. Until probably when you reach around by a candy man or a snow cone or something and try and decide which flavor snow cone. And
Yeah,
so what happened? I just don't care about the flowers. And so you see, women feel that you have to react a particular way because this is how she feels. And again, it's all here. It's all here. You understand?
That remind me of a girl named Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
She vexed with me because I don't feel the exact same thing she feels.
And that is most women's problem.
She see this Christmas tree. I love Christmas trees.
My thing is you must know the feeling without even knowing the situation and knowing what actually happened. So you have to be a magician and a hypnotist at the same time.
What a lot of men don't notice when women making the long list, the grocery list of
I
was talking.
At the bottom of that list is that must be a mind reader.
Yeah.
Right. So I was talking about that list, right? You mentioned earlier about long time generation women teaching the younger generation about this grocery list of things that
the qualities they want in a man.
right, that how they should treat a man. Right? You being older than us, you ever get any grocery list on how a woman should treat you?
You mean if I ever have a letter?
No, you from your parents, from your whoever.
Your mom, your dad tell her this.
You ever get a list on how to be treated as a man?
No.
Being older than us.
I remember I had a paternal mom. I'm a maternal mom. A paternal mom. God rest her soul. Beautiful woman. Right? She's one of the few that I've seen, and even as a man, as I was getting older, realized that hey, she left her children to come and live with my dad and grow us up. Because we were babies still.
Right.
Very rare women do that. When you're younger, I didn't understand it very well. And then growing up, and then she bringing us up, school, whatnot, as the case when she was 7, and other elder women in our family. As a man, make sure you could cook. Make sure you know how to make up your bed.
My mother told me that too. Yeah,
Yeah,
but from the age
understand?
of 13, I could make a full meal.
Right.
Yeah.
At the age of 11, I already know how to make bread, sweet bread, all this kind of stuff. Plus, I had my dad who was there. He taught us.
Yeah.
All right.
But in that long list you're talking about, I only used to hear my paternal mom at a given point in time saying, must never let a woman make style.
Mm-hmm.
Never look like if you're incompetent to do something. So there wasn't really no specific list because back then you're growing up male, boy children to be men. So so the first thing as a man they would probably teach you is that hey, you gotta get a good education, get a good job. And all these things are institutionalized. They still are. I think that even now, more now, things are institutionalized back then than we were.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going, because you have children, back in the days we used to do common entrance, you have to actually work hard to get certain marks to go
Pass
to
a certain
secondary
school,
school.
yeah.
Now you're just sitting down doing some what?
No, no.
SCA.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Secondary
Whatever.
secondary school.
Now the zone in here.
Yeah. No, the
Regardless
zone,
of
yeah,
marks,
play it
yeah.
like that. Like a footballer, the zone is. Either you can play right wing, left wing, or defense. Never go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even more so now that you're actually getting, how should I say, credit for failing. Or don't worry yourself, you'll
Like in my day,
know.
I saw in Danny day too.
Mm-hmm.
I get to choose 10 schools.
Right.
My sister only get to choose 3. My younger sister.
Right. And even more so now where they're actually it's only just the other day.
And you have to choose 3 that in the area.
Yeah.
Hence my reason for saying the zone in here now.
So you're no longer
You're no longer picking the best of the best and put them in one school.
But you're no longer working hard. They're actually working smart because they're just smartly putting you wherever they think. And all this come under what I call social psychological
Engineering.
It's just there. We have because the ones who
So you're trying to tell me, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're putting all the children who are not good at certain things together and put them in one school together?
Yeah. Okay. You remember they used to have post-primary?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I remember that.
Right. So all the children who fail common entrance, they put them in post-primary.
Yes.
And then I think after a period of time, they would retest these same post-primary children and see if they could fit them in the whatever secondary school.
And they should always put them in trade.
Or they put them in trade.
Yeah.
With my days, they used to get in a remedial class.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there's no longer competition. Now your competition is all who could look good and whatnot. You're getting rewarded for bad behavior and all that kind of bullshit. I mean,
you mean you're getting a participation trophy?
Yeah, you got we give you a star for participating in what? You know? So
my well-known teacher in school
didn't bring that to how women think now. Is that their friends will give them a pat on the back, hey, you're fine, you get a man, how it work out. Or if you feel in bed, you either feeling in bed or you feeling financial.
So basically for you to get on, you're feeling somewhere.
You're feeling somewhere.
So we as men have to develop and be better then.
We don't have to do shit. All we have to do is just be men.
Okay,
look at me. I mean, I ain't boasting. I can go out there and get any bird. You know that? You know, any bird. But it's, I really have to sit there really like looking for a needle in a haystack because I have to be in the experience that I have to really be able to know how much of that madness I can deal with. Because it's levels. I don't know I deal with level 2 or level 72.
But when you say you could get any woman, are you saying that you could walk out in the streets, pick up a girl?
I can walk from here to back up home where I am.
Right.
And between here and now, I get a bird number one. I know that.
Give on.
Right.
That happening, great.
It happening.
Is it you're actually looking to get married to them, or are you looking to just have sex with them?
No, I just run a social experiment.
Right.
I run a social experiment as a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Because I too writing notes, I might be successful in writing a book like you, but I'm still living. So I still taking notes. And now,
Well, I'm asking if you compare notes. Is it you said you walk out the street to pick up a girl, right?
yeah,
Which time period is easier? 2026 or 1989? Which time period is easier to sleep with a woman or whatever?
I don't think it don't really have much of a, because the nature of women really hasn't changed that much. A woman
I
is still
think
a
that
woman.
I still think nature changed. Social media,
Okay,
all those things.
we have the influence of
Yes.
social media,
Yeah.
or the various social media
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds. But the thing about
We
it
talk
is
about the
that
foundation.
women, right? If you notice the foundation of women, it
Mm.
hasn't really changed. They still want the tall, dark, and handsome. They still want the man with money. They still want a man with car. You want a man with car, but you don't have a driver's permit. Make it make sense. You understand? You want a man
Because they're
with,
always looking for somebody superior to
superior
them.
to them, because they're looking for.
But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about hypergamy.
Right.
We're talking about that.
Now, wise in looking for that,
Hmm.
and they eventually, I sell most women. Okay.
So you're saying the influence of the nature, which is the foundation of the women in general, hasn't changed. The
No.
nature in terms of how they behave from the influence of social media, that has changed.
Their behavior changed. The behavior changed. That aspect, the behavior changed. But women are more aggressive now than men. Back in the days, women wasn't scraping and scratching and say they're pulling it. It had back in our days, you will know if a girl interested in you or not. It's either she speaks to you or she don't, or she speaks to you in a particular way, and she will tell you, I don't really like you now, but eventually.
Yeah, but comparing that to modern day woman, this is what you have to say.
Yeah, and if you compare that to
Yeah.
a girl will come
Are you
out
getting the
straight,
same treatment?
a girl will come out straight and tell you, hey, listen, I want you,
But I'm a point.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days now, a girl wanted to do that, but she playing what we used to say hard to get.
Because she knew as soon as she gave up sex.
As soon as she give it up, it's either one or two things. It's either we in the crew talking about it.
No, but I talking from her perspective. Right? Once she give it up,
Once
she
give it up,
she want a relationship.
Exactly. She know she want a relationship.
Yeah.
But she don't know what she wants in the relationship.
Right, Given.
Right. She don't know, because remember, it's for many of them it's like trial and error. You're trying. They're like Dr. Doolittle. They lab. Let's put a little bit of this and whatnot. It's like potions they're mixing. No.
So it's chemist.
Yeah. Proper chemist. No, today's chemist now.
Mm-hmm. They're dealing with chemicals they don't even know about.
They're dealing with things that they don't know about. You understand? So they might take kryptonite and mix it with sulfur and tell themselves, well, because it go up in the air and a couple plumes of smoke, they have something brilliant. Oh yeah, it's like trying to assemble IKEA furniture.
I think it's more like when they have signed honorifics to yourself, like Queen.
Yeah. I know you see that title. Oh my God! Now we've been hearing that for quite. And I have a lot of songs I want to say, "You're my queen." Or
yeah.
And I hear.
You ever notice it's calling herself Princess Barbie?
All right. So your parents, your mother called her little princess and whatnot. The case may be, but you like literally seen her tramp. I seen all the tramping. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now I asked a young lady at time, what make you feel? What make you want to be treated like a queen? You going from royalty? Well, it's not really about that, So then, really, what it is about? And she can't answer me. This term queen has been used so loosely.
To me, it's a signing honorifics to a role or person without even actually being that, or never actually working towards something like that. To be a world class athlete, you have to work towards that.
You ever meet a princess?
No, I have not.
You ever met a princess? I met a couple of princesses.
See?
Champion. I'm talking about proper royalty.
Right.
And their headspace absolutely different. Their headspace different. You won't believe, because they know they have everything. I met wealthy from a proper. Girls who will see her and they will buy a house for you because she loves you. She loves what she sees. She didn't know it inside out. But because of the fact that she think this will make it, and this is another thing, because they feel if I do this for you, it will make you happy. You understand? And when they realize that, yeah, what's going on? As I have told many women, and even after probably a couple of weeks ago, I tell a woman, listen, I have a future, you know. I never see a pussy push out a diamond yet. Never. Never. So you can't be all that precious. Your name is precious, but you're not pushing out precious metal and stones. I am
Talking
sorry.
about that. What about the woman who name Mercedes, Porsche? You ever hear them?
Yeah. And I as I have told one of them the other day, if you bring 50 cars from Chad to drive, I'm a car connoisseur, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I know about cars. But if you let 50 men drive one car, that's a taxi. And I compare, and women say, oh, you've been the road. No. If 50 men ride you, will you know men real good?
Yeah. That's what I was telling you today. I was trying to tell you. You tell me how.
Come like
difference.
one of my friends here, Bagaman.
Bagaman.
Bagaman friend.
Proud of that, you know. Proud.
Yeah, she have a Bagaman friend. Up to this day.
I met a young lady a couple of years ago. How old she was? About 25, 26. In San Juan. So, well, I stood up there. A couple of nights later, she looked at me and she said, I like your gray. And I was like, okay, thank you. So, you're kind of young to be looking at. She said, well, no, I'm only 25. I was like, okay. I said, well, you're old enough to be my daughter, you know. But you don't even look so. And then with a very so I was like, so why are you? So well, yeah, don't mind. She said, I have experience, and I said, well, experience how you only turning in a quarter century on this earth. So yeah, well, I'm obviously with about 25 man. I was so I was.
How was our flex?
Yes, I was like, I said when she told me that I was like a pole. I was. But you said, how old are you? 25.
Right.
You have 25 men, and so then you sleeping around since it's one. You don't know. But I said, well, do the math. Even though if you're 20 or 15, let's do the math. It means that you had X amount of men in one particular. Were you making fares? And she said, how you can make such a statement like? Because you tell me you was only 25 and you had 25 men, so I trying to do the math.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What do you think? You think that? But even though she had 25 men, would you marry her?
I don't know.
Man, hell no.
I don't know.
But
As
you're-
a taxi.
Yeah, but you're
bring
super
back-
tired.
It bring back the same. I might be.
Yeah, but you get that tune up on a little reservation and it brand new again.
As I'll bring it back. You bring 50 cars for me. I'm a car connoisseur. I could tell you about 50 brands of car. You bring that from that was a taxi. Real men ride that.
My question is, you hear my question? My question is simply, will you marry that?
Hello.
Will you have sex with that?
No.
Are you even sex with it?
I said, no. That real body she carrying, you know my spirit that is. I can't do enough.
Some of we understand that spiritual
No,
part about it.
I can't do enough over to shake off that kind of jumbie. But however, the child
what is the acceptable body count for you then?
acceptable body count.
Right.
Wow. No, but you never really know, you know. For women is like
We know that.
but if you know as a fact,
But you know how I get
like,
the answer?
acceptable body count for me too.
You know how I just get a number?
2. I will tell you why.
No, you could. Hey man, where's yours? But
That's yours.
Yeah, I got with 2, 3. Yeah, I got
2.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it come like you have children.
Mm-hmm.
I know your children. You have beautiful children. Just like you buy a tricycle for your baby girl, you have training wheels. They come up, she learn how to ride a bike. Yeah, that's about it. You ride a bike. Now you can buy a bigger bike. 10 speed or a chopper or whatever they call them now. Right? Yeah. 2. Because from time, okay, like for instance, young lady that I had in my past. She had one boyfriend. And they would call them boyfriend.
boyfriends, yeah.
And so when a girl tell her she had a boyfriend, she not riding. Them training wheels and them ready totally. She still have one of the training wheels on and still balance.
So one could be for the training.
One for the training.
One is to the training.
Yeah. One.
And the other one is you.
The other one is me. I said.
Yeah, but Here what I do, right? Here's my strategy to get a number, right?
Mm.
You never, like you said, right? He really said the truth, right? You're never gonna get an accurate number. You're never gonna get an accurate number, right? I have a formula in my book. I came up with a formula, right? I did a lot of, when I was growing up, I like maths, I like physics, and chemistry. So I put a lot of equations into my book. And one of the ways I get to the body count, I ask questions about their boyfriends, I ask questions about their past lovers, I ask questions about everything. But tell me when your last relationship now, you know on the day, the girls in them who have a very high body count, they try to hide the amount of guy friends they have, they hide the amount of relationships they had. Because you can gauge by how many guys she had relationships with, by how many men she had just friendship with, you could gauge the body count to a certain degree, right? And I thinking if she have more than 8, problematic.
And you have real time, you know. I will like, I understand why you write that book, you know, so you're proper psychology. I don't have all that time, you know. No, see.
A lot of research
A
right
lot
behind
of research. Because let me tell you something. I have a method what I call a 30-second evaluation. In 30
Right.
seconds, I could tell you lies. I just watch deep. Why are you watching my eyes? I don't look in your eyes, I look at your soul. I look at your lying soul.
You're lying, so.
You know? Because women don't like when they really watch them in the eyes, you know, unless you're
But
smashing
was she
them.
shy? Was she just because
Done bullshit.
I remember, right?
Mm.
I was in South Park and I was writing, and I saw this beautiful 18-year-old. She told me she's 18, and most like she was 16 or 17 around there, right?
Yeah.
But I assumed she was 18, and we were just talking, and I was talking with her eye, talking like how you said you watched her. I watched her in her eye,
Yeah.
eye to eye contact.
They don't like that.
They don't like
No,
that.
they don't like
Some
it.
of them shy. What were you? How you on?
They're not shy, they play the shy never say a shy girl out say yes. I'm being real. You know when it is be shy?
When be shy.
When you finish, almost break out their back
Yeah.
and they realize that they're running to more than what they cater for.
Right.
Then they'll be like, in the head, they say, oh, this man just treat me like a holder. This is how a holders feel. That is what it is be shy about. You know, bullshit about shy. This modern time come now, man. They're shy and they're quite comfortable in going on Instagram, whatever it is.
Yeah, but this girl wasn't like that.
Yeah, she wasn't like that.
She wasn't on Instagram.
She wasn't like that. Probably out where in the open, probably where it have people watching because you can never tell. Probably she
Could be probably
meet
like
somebody, so she maybe didn't want to.
Could be probably she ain't take a drink yet.
Yeah, then shy. Shy what?
Or Chad say, I don't shy woman out there.
No, shy what? What is shy? Give me a break.
Folks, we're gonna watch our video, right? And after this video, we're wrapping up. Because not be session for today until next Sunday again. So I'm gonna play our video. I have this thing about it's a bit.
No.
I have this thing about female content creators. I said it in my last interview, right? I said I have this thing about female content creators. The advice they give, I have no problem with women who do content creation from a point of their food, they're doing hauls, they're doing makeup tutorials. I have problem with women who do prescriptive advice about certain relationship stuff. Because they give poor advice, first of all. Second of all, they give advice based on their own purview, not a general perspective of how the world operates.
I wouldn't say that, no. They just get advice they can't take for themselves.
The best advice you could get, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is from a prostitute.
Yeah. How is
No,
that?
I'm being real.
About what?
Because she has been with an insurmountable amount of men for money. Yeah?
Yes.
But that's one of the oldest trades. So if anybody want to knock me, that is one of the oldest trades. That trade even older than masonry. But you know something? Pillow talk and the truth. Just get she know how to extract
but
information
she
from men.
see the worst
And
need.
she
see both.
she's seen
Yeah.
the both sides of the spectrum.
Right.
The worst of men
And the best
and the best of men. Because I have certain, well, I wouldn't call them brethren. I have certain individuals who I hang with off and on.
Mhm.
Our brethren married, beautiful wife. He, when it comes to his birthday, he love our whole house. He will tour every whole house from town, from down in the west where we are, straight down to south, because he love hoes. I said, but how you love hoes so much on your? He says, so what? You really don't think my wife is a hoe? You just put a ring on the finger and you call it a wife. A hoe is really a wife. Put a ring on her finger. Because she getting down on her knees to suck dick for the same money that you just went and work hard for. This bitch over here, getting on her knees to suck dick for the same money you just work for, but she's not your wife.
And you like a bigger fool, you just giving shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
You understand?
Well,
no,
you know what, when you say those things, right?
Yeah.
Most of the interpreters that you know what they'll say,
A
right?
lot of women will attack me for that.
Of course.
But I want to sit down with a lot of women.
No, that's why we play in the background. That's why we
Yeah.
play in front of the camera.
Alright, gents. Let me play the video.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're gonna play the video now, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's stopped.
No, it's still I think 55
So stop there.
seconds. 58.
It is stopped yet?
Let's play Put a Finger Down. Put a finger down if you're excited that Barbie movie comes out and you tell your boyfriend at the time that you want to go and see Barbie. And he tells you no. And you're like, whatever, I'm still gonna see it. And he's like, cool. He doesn't speak to you for the next few days. And eventually you reach out because you're frustrated and you're like, dude, are you ignoring me? And
He's like, no, I'm not ever do that.
and then eventually cracks because he realizes you're not stupid. And he tells you that he can't be with you because you went and watched the Barbie movie. And he can't support women like that. The fact that I as a woman supported women like that. So now, whenever Barbie is recognized as being successful and groundbreaking, you heal a little. I'm over the situation, but contents are the meek. Support women like that. The fact that I as a woman supported women like that. So now, whenever Barbie is recognized as being successful and groundbreaking, you heal a little. I'm over the situation, but contents are the meek.
Content had to make by.
And that's what she's about. And that's why it's called irreparable damage. But
No,
before
you're talking. Let me talk about the content, the person after. Let me find a logical way how you do it, right? Interact with the content first. First, right? She talking about Barbie the movie. You saw Barbie the movie?
No.
You saw Barbie the movie?
Not as that.
No.
It was one of the most horrible representation of men in a movie, right? Basically, talk about feminism. They talk about the patriarchy and talk about all those things, right? If men don't want to go and watch these type of movies, I see no problem with it.
I don't have a problem watching it, because it's who made that Disney Pixel, one of them.
I'm not sure who did the movie, right? I can't give it who did the movie. But my question is, right, always gonna be right. If the guy doesn't want to go and watch that movie with you, right? There's a problem with the whole narrative of patriarchy or the feminism point of the thing, right? Fine, you don't want to see the movie. You force them to go watch the movie, right? That's why I have the disagreement with her about it. My disagreement is simple, right? There are too many things you can disagree in a relationship. That shouldn't be one of those things.
So
First of all,
you're saying is the man don't want to watch the movie, the man don't want to watch the movie.
Yeah. Right. Now, if you believe in the content, you believe in feminism, and you think your man ought to do these things, that's problematic on my end too. Because, like you were saying about the damage, you were saying about damage?
Irreparable damage.
To the relationship or to the what?
For her status, to start with.
Mhm.
Because the thing about it is that it's like this. And they mention what is the movie is about?
Barbie.
Barbie, right? No. The content of Barbie. They're talking about what? Feminism or
Feminism and the patriarchy.
Do you know
Mm.
that feminism was started by men?
Yeah.
Okay. also continued and whatnot and championed by men.
Yeah.
And you know how it gets in a mess? Women. So you hand the reins over to certain women who think that they all for and whatnot, and then you have a lot of lesbians stepping into the whole shit. They are women too, you know.
Right, yeah, man.
Right? And then they take a full 360 where they think now that they're being fought against their own kind. Because you have a lot of so-called, and a lot of women don't understand what is feminism. Right? I am a feminist. Support everything women. I'm a feminist. I am a feminist.
Okay.
I am in full support of women.
Okay.
But you have to know your lane.
But enough for women then.
No.
If you say that, right?
You see how you say
Yeah.
how you say that? There are a lot of women who will agree to disagree. You understand?
When you
Have a
say
lot-
those things, right, you put in boundaries on it,
You are
right?
not putting any boundaries.
Yeah, you say
Oh, okay. You're saying that I'm anti-feminist, right?
which I am.
Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, what's going on? I work in a certain environment, and it's predominant. It is male dominant.
Right.
If we take all those men, besides myself, and put women there, the whole platform will shut down.
I agree with you. By
Because-
that saying that.
Because from a mental and emotional aspect, I ain't even talking about physical, you know. Mental, because the day that alarm go off, they'll be running panicking. What to do? Person shut off the alarm and find where the critical point is. Women, they're not critical thinking creatures, and there are a lot of women who will disagree with me.
You're saying those things, right?
Mhm.
You don't sound like a feminist. You sound like me, anti-feminist.
Well, the thing about it is that I support women. I support women on the whole total. But you just had to know your role.
But I was trying to say you're putting boundaries
No,
on your
I'm not
role.
putting boundaries there. Listen.
So you support women.
Of course.
So you support the fact that a woman says that she's the prize and she'll always be the prize.
That is only in her head. I will root for you if you think you are the prize. Who am I to tell you no? You are just not the prize for me, or for Danny, or for yourself. A woman will always tell herself that she's the prize. Men are the prize. Men, whether they want to believe it or not, we are the ones who have to go out there and look good, smell good,
Put in the work.
shape, put in the work, put in the money. And all you're doing is just showing up in a pretty dress.
Because as
Yeah.
men, I believe without effort, there's no results. You know?
So her mere existence, she's existing
She's just existing.
and
but
she getting through.
But she get it. Ha! We coming down the road, and we were coming down the road just now in the car, and then had two chicks
Right.
who we look at through the window.
Right.
They had to do anything much.
Nope.
Exactly. But all the cars slowing down and stopping.
Yes.
This is my point exactly. There will always be that factor. But for some odd reason, they think that they are the X factor. How?
What do you mean how?
How?
You just answer your own point.
Yeah, but remember you said I was putting boundaries, so I remove all the boundaries. So now I'm asking how? Because it's open. Because at the end of the day, had we stopped, jump out the car, and 5 other men stop and jump out the car, they realize that they have options now. They could choose.
Optionality, the increase in numbers, right?
Yeah, they increase the numbers, but there's only 2 or 3 of them, and it's about 8 of us. We make our choice and say, hey boy, I want to think because I like whatever. They still have to go through. They still trying to change through the diary. Oh, let me check my left check this boy. Oh, it's not he right now. I don't like he right that book. I don't want that one here too great. You understand what I'm saying?
You're just trying to make my point. Every time I say something, making my point.
No, but you see, the thing about it is that at the end of the day, your point will be based on.
I just hope the guys hearing you clearly.
Yeah.
That's all I hope. Yeah.
You ever observe
So he made a point, right?
Yeah.
You say men are the prize.
Men are
He
the prize.
he said the beginning of the podcast, men are the prize.
Yeah.
But why? Why are we the prize?
Why man price? He was now saying that.
You make your point. Because you see how women are put on makeup to look good. I one aspect, right? Who's stronger, men or women? We agree, right?
From a physical standpoint.
Physical
Physically,
standpoint.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Who are stronger, men mentally or women mentally?
Man mentally.
That could be debatable. Emotionally.
When
who are
I
stronger?
say mental strength, right?
We are
All the
more,
great thinkers,
we are more to
all the
deal
great
with, well, in my,
philosophers,
yeah, well,
that's what I would say. They had the mental capacity and the willingness to do these things. That's why I would say they had the mental fortitude.
Okay. If you look at let me say the Forbes list are the most 10 successful men in history.
Right?
7 out of that 10 is bachelors.
I agree.
5 out of that 10 don't have no idea level of education. Because these niggas just know how to dress and look good. But they hire people
to do the work for them.
to do the work for them.
Okay.
So how that make we come back to the question, right? Why are men the prize?
Because we have what they want. Remember, they have a checklist. There's a grocery. We come like a grocery. We either tall, handsome, slim, fat, have money, don't have money, have a big house. There's a checklist. They check in their list for what we have. Remember, they don't have. They are looking for. So how the hell they could be the prize? All you have to offer is a pom-pom that don't push out diamonds, gold, platinum, or anything else. Come on. What you have, a pretty face? If I throw water in it and take off the makeup, it look like shit. You have half a brain, half a pea brain, because okay, your mom sent you to school or whatnot, and your probably auntie tell you to keep your knees closed a little bit. But come on, really? In this modern time,
I'll give this same content creator right here watching here.
and she thinks she's the prize.
No, I'm saying that, right? That one right, the 2 minutes you talk to her, she's the prize. She will convince you, Chad, that she's the prize.
When? How she doing that?
But me trying to talk to her all of a sudden.
Virgin, listen to me. I went with DJ Samuel working. One of his establishment.
Right.
Oh, good time. We went during Christmas when you had your little PJs. Remember when you were going to set up?
Yeah.
It had 2 young ladies there. One who was looking like she wasn't sure. I would say we weren't sure. She wasn't sure if she was a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
And the other kind of thickish in there. Pretty child. And as much as I didn't see a ring on the finger, so we assumed that she was single. But from the time the child identified that she had a bit of an air about her from earlier. I think you told me you spoke to her from before. But when she realized that, oh, okay, this DJ and probably his friend or whatnot, that she kind of take it down and started to be like, try to stay normal because she would have needed help to do something. She had a bit of, she was on the phone and thing. And then she just boiled down. I don't even know. I just read these things. I just read into these things and can tell you because.
But I'm trying to tell you, you're making a point. That girl will tell you she's the prize.
How? She had to put me under hypnosis. How she doing that? How?
Well, logic and reason apparently.
Well, she has that. So we trying to tell me that child had more logic and reason than me.
Yes.
I challenge real women on that. Real, no, serious. I think, nothing. I know I'm the ultimate challenge. So many of them who think that they have whatever it takes to influence me, that they. But at what?
We know how many men she convinced she's the prize.
Me, but then boy, we have a lot of confused men that need help out here.
But I do podcast for.
It's with the podcast for because
we have a lot of men out here. We have a lot of men out here who need help.
When we launched the book, right, we realized from our personal brother of ours that some men drastically need the help, or we can't do nothing for them.
No, I will admit, and
but
this
we
is why
can't listen to what I'm saying. They need the help. But we as brothers can't do nothing for him.
But first and
We
again,
can't do nothing for
first and
him.
again, these men have
How you helping men like them?
well, first and again, they have to know or identify to themselves that they need help.
You engage with her content.
Not necessarily. I saw it already, you know.
You saw the video.
Mhm.
That young lady will convince you she's the prize.
Oh,
She beauty,
I'm gonna open my phone.
brother.
Because I'm gonna open my
Brother.
phone, you know.
Brother.
Yeah.
We ain't. I'm not talking about from my perspective.
Yeah, no.
I talking from a very general perspective.
Yeah.
The beauty,
Uh-huh.
the level of education,
Uh-huh.
the how to put this in a nice way, boy.
No, just
Her ambition.
okay.
She thinks she could. I don't. She thinks she's strong and can beat it out of you. I am sure about that. How are you gonna persuade men who think she's the prize? Because if you scroll through the actual page where she put the content on,
Uh-huh.
you will see heart emojis. You're gonna see fire.
Yeah.
How you convincing those men?
Trust me, Richard, listen to me. Nevertheless, I remember there's a young lady. I think she's from South Africa, Nigeria, or something. Fair skin chick. She have brown eyes, like guys. So I always say, you know something. As I tell you, I like social experiments. So
Real social experiments.
I saw her live one day. So I said, let me just go in this live and see. I didn't make any comment or anything. And the amount of people I love you, where you're from, and whatnot, as the case may be, I'll be like, and then yeah, she said no, well, she wanted to reach X amount of likes to buy some new iPhone or some shit like that. So I found it so funny. I found it so humorous, and I was like, these brothers and them halfway around the world. What? Why? You know, I was just actually confusing me why you actually doing that, because this chick, she from Trinidad to the US.
Yeah.
So
Most of my content.
I assume it's TikTok you're talking about, right?
Yeah. TikTok.
Right. Yeah, it's be up late in the night, right?
Yeah.
Right. Try going in TikTok to 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the morning, on any live.
Any live we
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
It have a couple. It have one here I was watching the other day. I used to be up in that hour in the morning.
Like me, right?
Mhm.
Back when I was establishing my socials and getting on social media, you know, putting myself as a DJ out there.
Right.
I came across a live 3 o'clock in the morning. This girl lie down and sleeping.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this girl lie down and sleeping. In the video, cover up in Chicago. And she over 50-some-thousand people watching this girl lie down sleeping, my brother.
So it have about 30 something.
She not doing nothing. She knock out.
So it had about 30 something thousand posts then.
I'm just taking in this girl
So
sleeping.
this conversation will feed into our next episode 2, which I call it Simp Economy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll also be talking about entrepreneurship and building business
This is next
week.
So we have a few.
Look forward for that. We have a few guests coming in. Mic is limited, so we'll see how we'll get to work next week.
Of course.
You know?
Gents, this was Barbershop Talkz with Danny, DJ Samo.
Stay strong, stay woke.
And behind the mic there, Chad.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying earlier is nice for the little invite. And all of my brothers, I thank you all still. But yeah, we're going on. Stay dangerous. Peace out.
Alright, first.
Stay dangerous.
Stop.
No, not yet.